Hi everybody, Scotta Kelby here, and I want to give you 3 different ways to convert your photos into black and white. I'm going to give you the Camera Raw way if you're using Camera Raw or Lightroom. It's exactly the same. I'm going to show you a way just inside of Photoshop to do it, but then thirdly, I'm going to show you the way I actually do it because I actually use a plugin. Shh, don't tell anybody. Here we go. So we're starting in Camera Raw. Here's the image we want to convert. It's one that I shot of a bride inside the church with just one light, real simple lighting thing. And to convert it to black and white, you're going to go to the 4th tab here in Camera Raw. Just click right there. We're going to click on this button, Convert to Grayscale, and it does an auto conversion. And it does an okay job. It's not fantastic. It's not horrible. It's okay. It's easy. It's just one button, and you click it and you go. Now, you have a second choice. If you choose the default, it kind of just zeroes everything out. And in this particular case, I actually think that the default looks better than the automatic method, but again, you can choose either one, or you can decide to move these sliders. The only unfortunate thing about these sliders are you're working on a black and white image and using color sliders, so you kind of have to just move them, see what they do, and see if you like it better or worse. I'm not crazy about this method, but it is certainly very simple. So let's just set this back to a color image and we'll start again, and I'll show you the second method, which is right inside of Photoshop. So we'll just pretend that we open the image up here in Photoshop, and this works in either Photoshop or Elements. You're going to make sure your foreground color is set to black. And then we're going to go over here to the Adjustment Layer pop-up menu, this little pop-up menu here. And we're going to go all the way to the bottom, just before we get to the bottom, and choose Gradient Map. And that brings up a actually very nice black and white most of the time. It's got a little bit of contrast to it. So take a look at the difference here. Here's your gradient map. You can turn it on or off. What I do like about this one is if you want to kind of create a tint, it's kind of nice, because if you lower the opacity of this layer that you just chose, just lower the opacity, watch, you can bring back a little of the color, kind of create kind of a tint look to it where you just bring a little of the color back. So that's kind of nice. But neither one of these is really the method that I use. I actually use a plugin, and honestly, most of the professionals I know that are doing black and white, we're all using this plugin. Everybody uses this plugin. It's so awesome. Under the filter menu, under Nix software, get yourself a copy of Silver Efex Pro 2. What it really does is it brings up a window inside of Photoshop or inside of Elements or even inside of Lightroom if you use Lightroom. And it shows you all these different presets. You can tweak and tweak and tweak it to your heart's content, but honestly, I just use the presets. So I'll show you how I actually use it. I bring up Silver Efex Pro. Here it is. I'll make the window a little larger so you can see better. There you go. And then you have all these presets on the side. This is the just kind of flat, regular old conversion, which doesn't really look too bad, but you can choose different ones. If you wanted to overexpose it a bit, all you do is click on the thumbnail. You already get a preview of what it looks like. This one's nice, high structure. It's a very contrasty one, but it's a little bit harsh. I think it's well named. But right below it is high structure smooth, which I kind of like. And if you ever want to see what the flat version of the conversion looks like, in other words, the untweaked one versus one of these presets, just press the compare button here and you can see the difference. And that's still a little bit tweaked. But you can go through here, look at the thumbnails. If any of these look good to you, just click on it and it gives you an instant idea of what it looks like. This is one that I like, the full dynamic, but of course I prefer to go not to the harsh one, but to the smooth one. I actually do like this one. Here's the difference. See, I kind of like that one right there. That's one of my favorites, full dynamic smooth. And if you go all the way to the bottom, you can see you have all these different ones. They have some duotone looks. For example, this one's kind of nice. It gives you an antiqued kind of look with antiqued edges, and they have different ones you can use that are more antiqued or less antiqued or over-the-top antiqued. They've got some film noir looks here, which are just, they're kind of a little harsh. Let's go. See, that one's just adds kind of noisy, but an edge. But anyway, the thing about it is you just choose the one you like, and I'm going to go with, I actually like that high structure smooth, or excuse me, not high structure, full dynamic smooth. That looks kind of nice. If you think it's a little too bright, and I think it might be a shade too bright, you can just bring this down a little bit. There's the brightness control over here. Click OK, and you've got a very pretty, in just a moment, it takes a moment to apply it. You can see the little button is spinning. and it will apply it, there we go, to make a very nice black and white image. There you have it.